Hello there, everyone. My name is Russell Sureth, and this presentation will be on the subject of making and using technology. In this presentation, I'll be discussing how we should move away from the technology challenges that humanity has today and incorporate concepts of possibility and vision so that we can build the right technologies. The problem this presentation addresses is that we excel at making tools and technologies, yet the things we build and how we build them are often harmful to humanity and the environment. Examples from rocket and chemical technologies show that we continue to use these technologies in the wrong way. We build rockets that take us to the moon, yet we use rocket technology to build missiles that attack and kill others. We build chemical compounds to power engines, yet we use chemical technology to create pesticides that cause illnesses. This presentation suggests that we move beyond building and using technologies in ways that are harmful to humanity and the environment. The research aims to consider whether we can move beyond being makers. It considers whether we can better recognize the possibilities of what things can be made and how we can build and use them. The research further considers that we create visions based on these possibilities. Humans are tool makers. Our ancient ancestors began making stone tools about 2.5 million years ago. About a million years later, they made more complex cutting tools known as hand axes. And developing this hand axe was a significant point for our ancestors. The tool enabled them to crush roots, nuts, and meat into manageable morsels for children and adults. An advantage of this ancient technology was that it reduced the work required by strong teeth and jaws, and this reduction needed for these large chewing muscles led to more space for a larger brain. Accordingly, the technology of the hand axe not only enabled us to change the foods we ate, but it also enabled us to change ourselves. Today, we are Homo faber, and art describes us as Homo faber, another name for people who make tools in order to build. The writer Max Frisch employed the concept in his novel Homo Faber, which portrays the grim circumstances of Walter Faber, an engineer who built technology and traveled the world. According to Detley Thompson, Arndt and Frisch believed that tool building could not be the main purpose of humanity. That is, there must be a higher purpose in tool making. According to Hans Jonas, humanity needs new ways of looking at itself as preparers of what to do next. Here in this presentation, this remaking must embrace foresight and responsibility. We start by we start this remaking by looking at possibilities. That is, the possibilities of things we can make, the things in our world, and our own selves. It's important to see the possibilities in the things we make and the things we do. In cabinet making, Martin Heidegger says that the type of wood and its grain suggest the possibilities of how the wood could be shaped. These intrinsic aspects of the wood are what give the wood its hidden riches. Um, the true cabinet maker is one who is attentive to these riches and understands the possibilities in the material. In painting, Maurice Merleau-Ponty says that each brushstroke must satisfy an infinite number of conditions. Cezanne sometimes pondered hours at a time before putting down a certain stroke. Expressing what exists is an endless task. That's from his Basic Writings book on page 400. In Merleau-Ponty's description, the artist uses the paint like a woodworker uses the grain. Both accommodate the possibilities in their work. The sculptor Ernst Barlach emphasizes possibility in his stonework. His sculptures have a roughness by design, and according to Mitchell, this unfinished appearance suggests that the maker and the work are one in a state of possibility. In the area of philosophy, William Montague says that philosophy should be an enterprise of imagination whose primary function is to be the attainment of vision, vision of the possible and probable rather than proof of the actual and certain. That's from Montague's article, Vision as I'm sorry, Montague's article as Philosophy as Vision in 1933, published in the International Journal of Ethics. Vision is more than an idea about something. It's the result of our consideration of possibilities. It suggests that judgment was exercised to choose among our possibilities. It indicates that experience was used and that such a vision could function in our everyday world. Vision works together really well with possibilities. The alliance enables a more complete vision to emerge. Vision is a vital aspect of our human lives. It defines who we are and who we can be. Our visions give us the strength to develop artwork and a call for transformation. They enable us to declare that we are artists, that we're dancers, or even agents of change. For the philosopher Hilary Putnam, philosophy needed more than just good arguments. As he says, there is something disappointing about a philosophical work that contains arguments, however good, which are not inspired by some genuine vision. That's from his interview with Professor Hilary Putnam in the Cogito Journal in 1989. William James, the 19th century philosopher, psychologist, and prolific writer, remarked that vision is a crucial component of our lives. For James, each of us has our own vision of the world. More importantly, he says, our visions are usually not only our most interesting, but our most respectable contributions to the world in which we play our part. And that's from James's A Pluralistic Universe at the Hibbert Lectures. Henry David Thoreau wrote in a visionary style. His book Walden depicts a vision that is personal and contemplative. His writing is visionary because it describes a certain way of living. It is a way of paying attention to ordinary things, a way that we seldom practice in today's modern world. A vision is a pathway, a direction to move toward, a course to negotiate in our days and throughout our years. Each one of us has our own path, and it's different from anyone else's. Perhaps each of us has taken many paths in our lifetime and taken several paths at once for different angles of a particular vision we might have. Thoreau describes a contrast of vision with himself in this quote from Walden on page 107. I found in myself, and still find, an instinct toward a higher, or as it is named, spiritual life, as do most men, and another toward a primitive rank and savage one, and I reverence them both. We can see in Thoreau's writings multiple visions, and in his journals, Thoreau depicts slices of his thinking and his experiences of the landscape. Khalil Gibran also writes in a visionary style. His book, The Prophet, was published in 1923 and is a collection of poetic wisdom recounted by the prophet Al-Mustafa, who is the novel's main character. In a discussion of teaching, Al-Mustafa says that we must learn in our own way and that we cannot take another person's vision as our own. Here's that quote. The astronomer may speak to you of his understanding of space, but he cannot give you his understanding. The musician may sing to you of the rhythm which is in all space, but he cannot give you the ear which arrests the rhythm, nor the voice that echoes it. For the vision of one man lends not its wings to another man. That's on page 596 of the complete works of Khalil Gibran. Here, Gibran suggests that each of us Of course, and we really know this throughout our lives that each one of us must find our own understanding. Also, he observes that we must find our own vision because we cannot obtain understanding or vision from anyone else. Aldous Huxley is best known for his 1932 novel Brave New World. It's a dystopian view of a future dependent on technology, consumerism, and blissful oppression. Huxley's vision changed throughout his career as a writer, and he shows us this change in his 1962 novel Island. Here, Huxley moves from the dystopia of Brave New World to the utopia of Island. Huxley's change shows that we can have different visions in our lifetime, and sometimes these visions can be quite contrasting. This change suggests that as individuals, we can change our point of view, and it further suggests that as humanity, we can also change our vision of how we build and use technology. This presentation showed that 2 million years ago, we used stone tools to cut and grind. It shows that today we are Homo faber, people who make tools to build things. However, in this presentation, we see that we should do more than merely make things. That is, we should make the right things, make them in the right way, and use them in the right way. This presentation revealed that we should see possibilities in the things we make and in ourselves. The presentation considered incorporating those possibilities into a vision that reveals a pathway of action. Based on these findings, we can be more than makers. We can examine the possibilities in things and in ourselves. We can create visions based on these possibilities, visions that lead us to a path of making the right things and making and using them in the right ways. It is this vision more than the act of making that defines our humanity because it depicts a world where challenges of technology are resolved by understanding possibilities and where creating visions of ourselves and the environment enables humankind to flourish. Thank you for watching my presentation on making and using technology, shifting toward possibility and vision. I hope you gain something from it and can use parts of it for developing further ideas of how we can better build and use technologies. This presentation is based on my article of the same name that was published in 2024. You can find out more about me and my publications at the link on this page. And thank you again, and have a nice day.